Hello to everyone from Texas. Grandpa Hickory. I hope you're doing well. I've been out walking. I just came back in. I got my tea. Hope you got your coffee or whatever you drink in the mornings. I always drink English tea. So, it's good. Have you ever wondered about the good old days? You know, you hear that phrase a lot. I hear a lot of elders, and they'll be talking, and I'll hear them mention the good old days. And I was thinking about that while I was walking out there this morning. I was wondering and thinking about it. And you know, I too remember the good old days. I'm sure you do too. Do you remember your grandpa? Your grandmother? You that have lost your dad, do you remember your dad? Your mom? The way things used to be, you know? And have you ever wondered what happened to these people that we all knew so long ago? You know, back in the 1950s, I always look forward to Halloween. Back then, we didn't have to worry about people trying to kill children, trying to murder somebody, or putting razors in candy, or trying to cause lifetime damage to children. We didn't have to worry about people like that. We had good people, good neighbors. And I remember there was an older man, I guess at that time, he was probably in his 40s, maybe his 50s. And I was a lad of a boy, and I'd go up and holler top of my lungs, trick or treat. Well, he'd come to the door, and I loved him. He was a precious man. He had some of the biggest popcorn balls. His wife made them fresh, and they were hot. And they wrapped them in foil. We didn't have plastic back then. And he would always give me wheatback pennies in foil. He'd wrap them up in foil so I wouldn't lose them because, like I said, we didn't have plastic. He was just a wonderful, cheerful man, so full of life and so peaceful, so neighborly. And I always looked forward to going to his house and knocking on his door, hollering, trick or treat. But you know, there's been good people in our lives, and there's been good times in our lives. Do you remember back when you were in elementary school? Do you remember when? Those good old days. That friend so long ago that you haven't thought about in years. And that girl that you had a crush on in class. Come on, fellas. Admit to it. It's time to admit it. Yes. You know, at our school, John F. Peeler School in Dallas, Texas, I was in the 5th grade, and the PTA mothers would put on a cakewalk. And it was after school. You had to come back after school. A lot of my classmates, they didn't want to come back. They were too busy playing. Well, listen, I did. And you had to walk in a circle of the room. They had it marked with chalk on the floor, colored chalk. And you'd have to walk when the music started. And then when the music stopped, you had to stop. I'm going to tell you something. I won about 5 or 6 cakes, some of the biggest cakes I ever laid eyes on in my life. And you're looking at a poor boy. Listen, we didn't have anything. So here I was with all these cakes. So I had to load them up somehow and carry them all and walk all the way out of the school, down the stairs, all the way out and cross busy Llewellyn Street. And then I would have to leave there, and I'd have to walk all the way to my house, which was down on Pembroke Street, which was right in front of the school. And I tell you what, I had a time and a half. I really did. I got home, and I tell you what, I had so many cakes. There was coconut cake. There was a butternut walnut that I've never heard of in my life. I'd never heard of it. Alexa, stop. For some reason, my radio started up. But there was every kind of cake you could imagine. There was I'd never tasted it in my life. It was a homemade Black Forest cake. This German lady, their family had moved to America and they were coming to our school, and she had made a real Black Forest cake. And I had a marble cake, I had a chocolate cake, and a huge coconut cake. It was about that tall, and it was about, I say about a little over a foot round, and it was perfectly round. But I'm telling you, I remember those days. Didn't we have a time? Didn't we have a time? And I remember seeing my dad come home from work. I was always excited. Me and my dad, we did everything together. We would fish together. We'd go hunting together. And I was always looking forward to my dad coming home. He'd go out and sit down on the back porch. He'd drink a Ham's beer. He had a refrigerator on the back porch. We had a screened-in porch. And he'd get the beer out. I'd get my gallon jug of water. And I'd go out there and sit down. And I would drink my water. We had Dallas water. It was real good, high-quality water back then. And I would drink my water, and my dad would sit there and drink his Ham's beer, and he'd tell me, boy, go out there and get us a couple of pears in that pear tree out back. I'd go out there and get them. Me and him would sit there, and we'd eat the pears and talk. My dad died in 1974. I lost the best friend I ever had. But the good old days, they sure were good ones. Well, hey, listen, please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. And you have a wonderful day and enjoy your coffee. I'm going to enjoy my tea. I appreciate all of you stopping by. Lord bless you all, and you have a wonderful day. Bye for now. Goodbye from Texas.